Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Walt here from Down the Block Sports, and today I want to talk about Major League Baseball. There's been drama surrounding the New York Mets all offseason, but yesterday they spent a lot of money on the free agent market acquiring some bats to a very deep lineup. What I want to talk about today is who the Mets signed and how they will make an impact on their team. Again, I'm Alec Walt. This is Down the Block Sports. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more of my exclusive content. Yes, the Mets have spent some money yesterday, signing free agents Starling Marte, Cahna, and Eduardo Escobar. Marte's deal is 4 years, $78 million. Cahna's deal is 2 years, $26.5 million, with a third-year option. And Eduardo Escobar's is 2 years, $20 million, with a third year as well on that deal. So again, the Mets drama surrounds them. Comments on Steven Matz's deal. Marcus Stroman announces he's not coming back. And what do? They spend some money on the offensive side of the ball. Now, I want to talk first about Starling Marte because he's the big contract, 4 years, $78 million. And he's someone that's going to make an absolutely massive impact on the New York Mets. One of their issues last year was center field. It was a revolving door at times. Signing Marte secures that spot in center field, which is going to massively improve the defense all over the Mets outfield. He's a very good defensive player. He's a phenomenal base runner. He's a guy that's going to secure a spot at the top of the Mets order. And when you look at the Mets last year, they were not a very good base running team. I know there was a lot of storylines around the Mets last year, but, their leading base stealer had 14 stolen bases last year. That was Jonathan Villar, who's not even on the team right now. The next was Francisco Lindor at 10. Starling Marte in 2021 had 47 stolen bases. 47. That's a career high at the age of 33. So my one concern with the deal is him being 33, but a lot of what he does is exactly what the Mets need. Secure a leadoff hitter. He can do that. Steal bases. He can do that. Get on base. He hit over 300 in both Miami and Oakland last year. So when he switched leagues, which we've seen players have issues with, Marte didn't have that issue last year. Again, not a huge power hitter. The Mets have a ton of power deep into their lineup. When you get to the Alonso Smiths, we'll have to see what the rest of the roster looks like after some trades when I get into the players I'll be talking about very shortly. But this is a great signing. Again, you secure the spot in center field, top of the lineup, guy on base, can go first to third, can even get some triples, make a huge impact. It's going to make it a lot easier for guys like Francisco Lindor, Brandon Nimmo, maybe Jeff McNeil, who are going to be following Marte at the top of the Mets lineup. Next, let's talk about Cahna. I had a feeling they were targeting Escobar and Marte. I didn't really have the Mets with Cahna, but I think this fits perfect. Because here's the thing. The Mets, there's a lot of drama around the Mets. There is. Steve Cohen, who's going to be your manager, who's going to be now in your rotation with no Steven Matz potentially, because he's not signed yet, Marcus Stroman, who made some comments yesterday as well to the New York media. But Cahna provides zero luggage. You're barely going to hear from him outside of when he gets announced or makes a couple comments after the game. He's a pure baseball player. I mean, in Oakland, the thing with him is he's very versatile. So you can put him in right, you can put him in left, you can put him at first, you can put him 5th in the order, 6th in the order, 7th in the order, 8th in the order, and he's going to show up and he's going to play. He is a manager's dream. Now, obviously, you guys didn't pay him $13+ million to be a manager's dream, but just from an overall drama standpoint, I think that this is perfect for Cahna. Again, he makes an impact in the lineup. You can put him in the lineup wherever you want. The Mets the Mets defense isn't exactly set right now, and it's going to get weird, especially if there's no designated hitter, because I think their optimal plan right now is to platoon DH and first base with Alonso and Smith, and then potentially have Cahna take a spot in the outfield. And if you have Cahna, Nimmo, and Marte in the outfield, that is nasty defensively. Because Cahna's 233 doesn't look great. His 17 home runs isn't bad. Again, the ballpark in Oakland was freaking enormous. OPS 746, not terrible. Again, he's just a guy who's going to provide everyday impact on this team. His defense is great. He comes from a winning organization. He has experience playing in September and October. Yes, he didn't win a World Series with the Oakland Athletics, but this is a do-it-all type of guy. You can put him anywhere in the field. You can put him anywhere in the lineup. I think the Mets are going to enjoy his presence here for the next 2, maybe 3 seasons. Now, Eduardo Escobar is the final guy, 2 years, $20 million. When I saw those numbers, I was like, man, that sounds like an absolute steal. Because $10 million per season for a guy that can play a couple infield positions, this sounds like a great deal. Now, last year he played for Arizona and Milwaukee, represented the Arizona Diamondbacks at the Major League Baseball All-Star Game. Overall, he had 28 home runs, 90 RBIs, 253 batting average. Again, not amazing numbers. It's not compared to his year in 2019 when he had 118 RBIs and 35 home runs. Remember, when he played he wasn't in 2 very good lineups last year. He's going to the Mets where he's probably going to be their 6, 7, or 8 hitter because he's not going to be sitting up there with the Martes, Lindors, Nimos, Smiths, Alonsos. You know, we still have to wait and see what other guys like JD and Cano, and they still got some questions that need to be answered. But say they move on from JD Davis. Okay, they have an everyday third baseman. Say they move on from Jeff McNeil and they don't know what to do with Robinson Cano. Okay, now they have an everyday second baseman. You want to give someone a day off, you can move them. The Mets did a very good job adding some versatility because they added Cahna, who can play both outfield spots and first base. You added Escobar, who can play pretty much every single infield spot. I don't recommend him playing short right now, but he has played short in the past. But obviously, he's primarily a second or third baseman, and the Mets do have to make some moves to secure which spot it's going to be next season. But again, he's a solid lineup guy. He's someone who's going to sit deep into the Mets order, which looks absolutely nasty on paper, especially if there's a universal DH and they can have Smith and Alonso split time at first base and shortstop. Also give JD Davis some spot. We'll see what they have to do with Robinson Cano. But the Mets are positioned right now very well to have a DH, make up for some injuries with some pieces around here, and move some guys around and not have such a big issue. Versatility is key in today's league. And they added some guys here who can play multiple spots and secured the defense in the top of the lineup with Starling Marte. I think the Mets had a very good day. I think it's unfortunate that what happened with Steven Matz. I think it's ridiculous how Cohen's reaction. I think the killer is Marcus Stroman because if he ends up not coming back, there's still some questions with Jacob deGrom and the depth in this rotation. That's really where Billy Epler needs to focus the rest of his time. But the defense improved. The lineup improved. The versatility improved. There's still some questions over some log jams at certain positions. But give a lot of credit to Billy Epler and company for getting these deals done because New York's a mess right now. Epler was rushed to the job. There's still no manager. But if you're a manager looking at this lineup and this defense, job's a little bit more marketable right now, in my opinion. But again, there's still more questions in New York, but they had a very good Friday, signing 3 offensive free agents. What do you think of the Mets transactions? How do you think the Mets will be in 2021? Feel free to comment that below. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Down the Block Sports for more of my exclusive content. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in, and we will see you very soon.